Welcome to Robinson Painting. I'm Adam Robinson, a third-generation painter with a mission to help you make informed decisions about your home. Whether you're a homeowner, real estate agent, or simply someone looking to refresh your living space, our channel has everything you need to know. So hit that subscribe button and join our community of home improvement enthusiasts. Let's get started. Painting the interior and exterior of your home every few years is just one of the many aspects of being a homeowner and maintaining your home's curb appeal. While some homeowners choose to complete residential painting jobs themselves, others prefer the convenience and quality of hiring a professional painting company. If you're considering enlisting a professional contractor to paint your house, you may be wondering how much the endeavor will or should cost and whether it would be worth the money. While many variables factor into the cost to paint a house, you can determine a rough estimate with this video. Alternatively, you can call Robinson Painting of Colorado to conduct a free cost estimate for you. According to Home Advisor, the average cost in the U.S. to paint a complete house exterior is $3,048. However, the total cost for most homeowners typically ranges between $1,000 and $6,000, depending upon the size and complexity of the job. Regional price differences can also affect the exact cost to paint a house. According to Home Advisor, the average cost to paint an entire house interior in the U.S. is between $4,000 and $11,000. This range is extensive because houses can contain any number of rooms. The more rooms a home has, the more walls a painter will need to paint, increasing material and labor costs. According to our research, the average cost to paint a bedroom in the U.S. is between $300 and $750. This average is for a standard 10 by 12 foot room. In addition, painting individual rooms requires less prep work than applying a fresh coat throughout the house, making the overall cost more affordable. Several cost factors affect the exact cost you will pay to paint the interior of your house. When giving an estimate for your paint project, a company may review the following factors to determine your final cost. Square footage of the walls. Many painters charge per square foot for interior jobs. Therefore, the more wall space your rooms contain, the higher price a company will charge to paint them. Type of paint. The type of paint you use also affects your total costs. If you hire a professional to paint your home, you should consider asking them to use professional quality paint. The best paint can withstand dings, scratches, and years of regular use, preventing chipped paint down the line and lasting longer before the need for a new paint job. Additionally, some high-quality paints negate the need for primer, creating less prep work. Primer or no primer. If the new paint is lighter in color than the old paint on the wall, the painter may need to lay down a coat of primer before applying the rest of the paint. This process will add time and materials to your project, increasing the cost. Lead paint. If your walls currently use lead paint, your painters will need to follow a special process to paint over them, increasing your costs but protecting the painters, you, and your family. Number of coats. Applying 2 coats of paint requires twice as much labor and paint as applying 1 coat. However, if you are painting a light color over another light color, you may be able to get by with just a single coat of paint. A professional exterior paint job often costs more than an interior job of the same number of square feet. Painting a house exterior requires additional preparation and maintenance steps to ensure that the coverage is as even and thorough as possible, and that the paint withstands harsh weather conditions. As with interior painting, the exact cost to paint a home's exterior depends on several variables. The most prominent ones include the following. Size of the house. One of the biggest contributing factors to the cost to paint a house is its size. The bigger and taller the house, the more paint is necessary to cover every square foot of the exterior. Type of paint. Your cost of materials also contributes to your overall costs. For example, when painting your house's exterior, you want to be sure to choose high-quality, durable exterior paint that can hold up to years of extreme precipitation and debris. Your painter should be able to help you determine the right paint type for your home. Types of siding. The type of siding on your home plays a significant role in your overall painting costs. Some siding materials absorb paint more easily than others, necessitating several coats to ensure opaque coverage. Be sure to tell your painter what type of siding you have during the estimate process. For example, the cost to paint wood siding is often less than that of vinyl siding. Additionally, if your siding is too worn or old, the house painters may need to remove the old covering before proceeding with the paint job, increasing your costs. It may also need sealing and other preparatory acts. Remember that a painting job is about more than adding color. It also protects your home's siding and creates a sealed barrier between outside elements and your interior. Trim. Painters must paint trims separately from the rest of the house, as this job requires more precision and attention to detail. Some paint companies charge by the linear foot for trim, while others factor this job into the entire project cost. Windows. The number of windows and the type of windows you have also contribute to your overall costs. Wood windows require more care and precision than vinyl ones, adding more time to the painting project. Number of coats. Most painters charge more to apply 2 coats than 1 coat. This additional cost covers the price of the extra paint and the additional labor involved. While applying fewer coats can save you money, it may create an uneven, unprofessional finish. Be sure to talk to the paint company about their recommendation for the number of coats of that particular paint you will need. All paint products are different. Most painting companies charge per square foot for interior and exterior jobs. Some companies also have higher costs for special cases such as dealing with lead paint or bringing extra equipment. However, you can calculate the baseline cost of your paint job by determining the number of square feet the company will need to paint. To determine an accurate estimate of the cost to paint a house exterior, you will need to know the square footage of the paintable area. You can follow these steps to calculate the size of your home's exterior. First, measure your house's perimeter. You may find it easier to measure the width of each exterior wall and then add these measures together. Next, measure the height from the ground to the roof. If your house is at different heights in different areas, be sure to take this into account. Then you can determine the total surface area of your house minus the roof by multiplying the perimeter by the height. Finally, you will need to subtract any areas you do not need to paint, such as windows and doors. Measure the size of these fixtures separately, then subtract them from the total exterior area. If you prefer not to measure each fixture separately, you can assume that a standard window is about 12 square feet and a standard door is about 21. You now have a rough estimate of the number of square feet a painter will need to cover with their services. However, if your house is oddly shaped or difficult to measure, request an estimate from a professional painter for a more accurate prediction. Calculating the number of square feet of an interior job is a bit easier than an exterior one. For example, if you have a floor plan of your home, you can use it to determine the room measurements instead of manually measuring the perimeter and height. Once you have measurements, multiply the perimeter by the height in each room and subtract any windows and doors from your measurements. This process will give you the paintable area in each room. After you determine the number of square feet a professional painter will need to cover, you can multiply the measure by the company's cost per square foot. Using this interior painting cost per square foot calculator will give you a broad estimate of your overall costs. At Robinson Painting of Colorado, we charge $1 per square foot to paint interior walls with a minimum overall cost of $2,000 per paint job. This rate reflects our professional training and expertise, high-quality painting materials, and superior attention to detail. Many homeowners opt to paint their homes themselves to save money. However, painting your house yourself can still be an expensive process, especially if you do not have the right tools and supplies on hand. Of course, the exact cost you will pay to paint your house depends on your precise situation. However, you can expect to at least spend money on the following tools and supplies to paint a home exterior if you do not already have them on hand. Power washer. Power washing the house before you paint is essential to ensure a smooth, even finish. If you do not own a power washer, you will need to buy one, rent one, or hire a power washing company. Sanding supplies. You will also need to remove loose paint, peeling paint, and other debris before beginning the house painting process. Caulk. If your house's exterior has any cracks or grooves, you will need to purchase caulk or other materials for filling holes and sealing seams. Primer. If you are painting a light paint color over darker colors, it's best to lay down 1 coat of primer before painting with your pigment paint. A good quality primer costs an average of $20 per gallon and covers around 250 square feet. Paint. High-quality interior paint can cost up to $50 per gallon. 1 gallon of paint typically covers up to 400 square feet. If you are laying multiple coats, you will need to double your square footage to determine how much paint you need. Keep in mind that oil-based paint is typically more expensive than latex. Paintbrushes and sprayers. You will also need to purchase paintbrushes to paint the trim around your home and a paint sprayer to fill in the remaining area. Ladder. Even if you live in a 1-story home, you will also need a ladder to reach higher areas of your house. Additional supplies. You may also need to purchase additional supplies such as masking tape, drop cloths, and cleaning supplies to complete the project. In addition to material costs, you should also consider how much your time is worth. Painting your entire house is time-consuming and involves lengthy prep work. Painting your home yourself can be expensive, and for many people, there's more hassle than it is worth. As a result, hiring professional painting companies is an investment worth the cost to many homeowners. Even after putting your best calculating and measuring skills to work, you may not come out with an accurate estimate of the cost to paint a house's exterior or interior. Thanks for tuning into Robinson Painting today. I hope you found our content valuable and informative. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. And be sure to check out the video description below for links to additional resources and other videos you might find helpful. As always, if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.